the Highlands and Islands of Scotland is Britain's biggest beat.
I'm injured. There's a car on fire.
I've got 3 wounded persons.
It is really easy to underestimate the Highlands.
Patrolling 12,000 square miles of mountains, lochs and islands.
We're going to need a launch to be able to go out and get this boy lifted.
And searching for suspects deep in the wilderness.
Police with a dog, anyone hiding, show yourself!
The Highland Cops must go above and beyond to protect their communities.
We realised it was human remains, so we came back down and phoned the police.
I think in the Highlands, the blue line is very thin.
Tackling traditional rural crimes.
It's absolutely littered with shotgun pellets. It's clear evidence that these birds are being persecuted.
And crimes that plague the nation.
Oh, good effort.
Bags of a white crystalline powder.
If you're getting one person off the street, then it's like you've done your job.
This series goes inside the UK's most distinctive police force.
We are close, we live in close-knit communities.
All right, let's go.
We look out for each other.
To find out what it takes to walk the beat.
There's monkeys, there's parrots. It's all completely out of our comfort zone.
And keep the peace.
You just threatened to kill it. Said you were going to strangle it.
In some of the most beautiful and wild places in the UK.
The Highlands is a beautiful, spectacular area, but inevitably the vast geography does mean that it does present challenges for policing. But in the Highlands, we're used to being historically quite self-reliant because we have to be when something happens.
On the Isle of Skye, the small team of police officers know that specialist backup is often hours away. And in the summer, 650,000 visitors swell the population, filling the roads.
Your bread and butter in Skye is road crashes. That's a kind of big one, just with the nature of the roads and how difficult they are to drive, and with the amount of tourists on them who aren't familiar driving these roads.
What's the address of the emergency?
There's been an accident just outside Sconser. I'm injured. There's a car on fire.
In Skye, you get a lot more crashes and you get a lot more kind of road traffic offences centred around that.
How many vehicles are involved, sir?
3.
Okay, I can see you're at a rural location, but I do have your coordinates. I'll get somebody there as quickly as I can.
PC Darren Reid and Sergeant Chris Tate are on their way to a road traffic collision in the south of the island.
The roads are difficult up here, and even the kind of locals and the Scottish people find the roads difficult to drive, so we'll try and get there as quick as we can.
This collision is on the island's main road, which is the only way to travel the 30 miles between the bridge and Skye's biggest town, Portree.
There's one road and that's it, you can't go anywhere else. Anything that happens there, that the road's closed or blocked, people are trapped on either side of it. You can't get on the island, you can't get off the island.
As they approach the scene, smoke fills the air.
Is there someone in the car, or is there going to be some serious injuries? If the car's on fire, potentially even risk of explosion.
I think there's either 1 or 2 vehicles in fire there now. Is everyone fit and able to stand up and just kind of clear out of the... Both injured, right, no worries.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've got 3 wounded persons. One of them is walking wounded. The road is completely blocked. 2 cars actively on fire.
Received. Yeah, are there any of the other 2 injured parties possibly life-threatening state of or life-changing?
Can't say at the moment. Paramedics have just arrived on scene. They're conscious and breathing at the moment. As soon as I get an update from the paramedics, I'll pass it to yourself. Guys, can you just take a further step back? I don't want anyone too near this car, just in case it's filled with fuel.
Aye, no, I'm just concerned about the rest of you. See if whoever doesn't need to be here, if you just kind of move up a wee bit further, just in case the car explodes.
Amidst the chaotic scene, the team tries to establish how the crash may have happened.
As we go heading in the direction of Portree, it's a head-on collision, and then that's when it bursts in flames.
3 people are injured, 2 seriously. But the burning cars are blocking the road, and there's no sign of the fire service.
The fire service up here are retained, so they have jobs, they're out and about, and they're potentially 20+ miles away.
Can you contact the fire service and see if you can get an ETA? I've not seen any sight of them yet.
If the fire service don't arrive soon, this accident could turn into a disaster.
See, that's it starting to pop and explode there just now.
A world away from the island communities off the west coast is a rapidly growing city with a host of different demands for its police. The Highlands capital, Inverness.
It's changed a lot and it's grown exponentially since I was young. There's obviously a lot more people. I do think there has been a rise in violence in the last few years, especially against the police and public against each other as well.
Today, as their shift begins, PC's Laurie Cuthbertson and Kevin Simpson are responding to a 999 call.
We're going to a new housing estate. Somebody's come home, seen 2 of their other neighbours. Something's happened and then someone's got blood on their face, whether or not if it's they're fighting or something. And we'll find out what happens. It's been raining for months now. Just think, the one day it's nice, I'm in work.
After a long Highland winter, it's the first warm day of the year. And from the sounds of the 999 call, this incident has taken place at a house party.
Certainly think the typical Scottish sun can bring out some typical Scottish attitudes. We've all been there on a nice day having a drink. However, sometimes people take it a little bit too far. You come in as well, look. How are you getting on? It can be unpredictable what people might do. How's it going? Who lives here? Right, okay. What we'll do is we'll get all your details just now before we get into it. Yeah. What's your date of birth?
But as the police try to work out what is going on, one person decides to make a dramatic exit through the bathroom window.
Stop! Stop where you are! Just go down the floor, will you? No, calm down. Just go on the floor. Oh.
Mind your back.
All right.
Well, you're not obliged to say anything, but you just say, well, we're not maybe using evidence.
What was all that about? He was obviously up for getting away, but he obviously didn't realise that we were up for chasing him, so...
He's all right?
No. We hadn't quite got round to what crime was involved in this, but if you're running, you're guilty. So we just wanted to catch up with him, so we had him so we could kind of establish what had happened.
I haven't checked him yet.
Yeah, Mike, did you do a full check on him? See what he's wanted for?
A background check reveals the man is currently on bail, but it's still not known why he fled from the house.
I'll just sit there for a minute while we decide.
Why put the handcuffs on? Like, I know I ran, like.
Why'd you run?
I don't know. I see police normally.
Tango Romeo 50 Bravo, 50 Bravo.
We're just trying to decide if you've done anything wrong. You certainly act like a guilty man, don't you?
I'm sorry, like, every time I see police on, I'm getting in trouble, so I just run.
We'll walk over, okay? Because you're not arrested right now, but I want to walk you over to the street just there anyway.
All right, okay.
Then we'll decide, okay?
Right.
But then a message from base makes it clear why he was so keen to avoid the police.
I didn't know.
Is she in the house?
She was in the house.
I didn't know that.
Oh, all right, well, you're a breach bail then.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Right.
She's part of it.
She's part of it.
She was in the address.
Kev, can you grab this? Because I've got a key.
So,
What the?
so you're under arrest, right, for a breach of bail.
What?
Okay. Walk this way, all right?
So the male is a white male, 5'6".
The man is currently on bail after a previous unrelated domestic incident. The bail conditions stipulate he cannot be in the same property as his ex-partner, and it was her house he was in when the police arrived.
Bail conditions are given by the courts, so they've set conditions, whether that be the suspect doesn't, communicate with or approach the victim. It just gives the victim some kind of safeguarding and an easy way for us to deal with them should they break them as well.
Like, what the?
So don't be shouting out in the street like that.
Just come straight. Just
Okay, sorry, I won't swear. Like, what the hell?
With the suspect taken into custody by their colleagues, Laurie and Kevin can now check if an assault was committed as reported and that his ex-partner is safe.
In relation to domestic abuse, I think it's something that probably most places deal with. However, in the Highlands, because we're such a kind of small-knit community, it can be quite challenging to deal with. We're not saying you're inciting. It's up to him to be not in there, if you know what I mean. It's not up to you to be not in there, but at the same time...
He was there first, but I gave you your shame.
It's obviously a bit of a volatile situation, but we're always thinking about her well-being. There's a kind of criteria for risk assessing the victims involved.
Would you prefer if we go in the van so that way no one's overhearing them?
You're absolutely sure?
Okay. Is there anything at all you're afraid of?
To be honest, no. You can't be honest. No.
It's a gateway for us to kind of delve into why this has happened and has anything happened in the past that they might not think is a crime or they might not think is a risk themselves.
Do you feel like you're isolated from family, friends, that you can't go and speak to folk, that you're on your own?
As Kevin checks on the man's ex-partner, Laurie checks in on some of the locals.
How tall are you now?
7'2".
7'2".
Yeah. I'm getting grown bits.
Still, yeah? I think you did when you were younger now, but you've grown a bit since then. We deal with a lot of the same people. If you deal with them poorly and you have a bad attitude towards them, they're maybe less likely to come and speak to you about their problems. So being able to be open and honest with them and kind of build that rapport gives us a better opportunity to get to know the people that live in our city.
On this occasion, it seems the 999 call was made after a misunderstanding and no assault has taken place at the address.
Right, we need to get going, all right? Good to see you. All right, all right. All right, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Well done, Kev. You're rapid there.
After an active start, Laurie and Kevin can now continue with the rest of their shift.
Running in this kit is really, really not ideal.
It's when it bounces and it's hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
Your body armour.
If only he knew that. If only he knew that I was about 30 seconds away from giving up. We knew that he was going to be in some type of trouble, but maybe didn't anticipate him being so athletic and jumping out of a window. But he misinterpreted how athletic we were as a team.
Is beer just required for closures and cleanup?
Yes, there's no suitable diversions that can take place. This is the main route on and off the island, so unfortunately everybody's stuck here at the moment.
On Skye, a car crash on the island's main road has left 2 people with serious injuries. 2 vehicles are on fire, and the police are worried they might explode.
Yeah, of course,
Fire service are on scene now. Just for your information, for traffic's information, road is closed at this time.
As firefighters control the flames, the police help the paramedics to move one of the injured passengers to the ambulance.
Helimed has been dispatched. We've got one patient with queried life-threatening injuries.
Yes, to confirm possible life-threatening injuries.
This patient's condition is so serious, he will need to be transported by helicopter to the mainland.
I'll go and get a cop to try and move cars out the road.
Yeah, nice clear.
They're probably better back there, are they? That's where the smoke's blowing.
Yeah, possibly.
Right, guys, we can get at least the first good row of cars turned around and sent away so we can get a stereo site for the helicopter.
Just kind of clearing this lay-by because it's the largest, kind of flattest area for it to land.
While space is cleared for the helicopter, the drivers in the traffic jam aren't so lucky. The police now need to completely close the road.
This chap here has been deemed by the paramedics to be life-threatening or potentially life-threatening injuries, which for us has a certain set of protocols now. We've got to lock the road down. Nothing moves, road is kept sterile and nobody's allowed through.
When a crash has resulted in potentially life-threatening injuries, analysis of the scene is required by collision investigators. But they are currently 130 miles away on the mainland.
We are really isolated up here, and that can have an impact on people waiting for the road to be open. But we know that there's nothing we can do about it.
With no one moving, the police can now speak to witnesses, including those caught up in the crash.
I'll just take a quick note of your details just now, just so I've got them. I want to get a little statement off you at some point, but what we'll do is clear up what we're doing here, and then I'll recontact you once you get seen. Are you still feeling okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall I get my wife to come and get me, or?
Just hang fire here just now, because I think the paramedics will more likely want to check you out, just given what's happened. Okay?
Oh, I'm fine. These are just glass fragments from the windscreen, I think. All in slow motion. I can see it vividly. No, I was on my way home from picking up the car from the garage in Inverness. So this is the height of irony. It's that time of the year, we just get used to it living here.
So how many cars were you behind the actual accident then, do you think?
Probably 2 or 3.
So what was the state of play when you get down then?
There was a wee fire had just started under the bonnet, and then we realised that there was still somebody inside it. He was slumped over the steering wheel, the airbags had gone off.
What side of the vehicle was he in?
He was in the driver's side.
Driver's side.
If his neck's okay, and you can still feel his legs.
Exactly, you've got to make that split decision.
It's a judgment call thing. Get him out before it goes up, because you would hate to be there and witnessing somebody being trapped inside a car and it going up.
While they wait for the helicopter to arrive, Darren and Chris need to deal with the drivers stuck on the road.
If it's going to be a long closure, I've got concerns about the welfare of the people on both sides that are stuck in traffic if they've not got access to their house or access to any provisions. So
we don't really have much of an answer to people just now. We know we're going to have to wait at least kind of 5 hours until somebody gets here from the collision investigation team. So that's the only kind of update I have for you now.
It's going to take at least 5 hours to clear.
Although it's a road and it's a crime scene, it's essentially the same as if somebody had been stabbed or injured or something. We need to treat it as the same. So yeah, apologies, all right.
Given how expansive the Highland Road network is, it can be challenging for police from local stations to monitor. So a specialist roads policing team is tasked with taking on much of that work.
It's a vast road network we cover. We get to go to some cracking places, get to drive on some fantastic roads and really nice scenery as well. But I suppose at times we don't tend to look around too often. We're that busy with our job of enforcement on the roads.
Today, PCs Donnie Stevenson and Craig McIver are patrolling the roads that link Inverness with the coastal towns in the west.
Stand by. Speed's no less than
That's your 2 miles now.
0.2.
Yeah, so the vehicle ahead of us at the moment just overtook us while we were sitting at a speed of 60, which is the speed limit for this road that we were on. We followed it for a number of miles and its speed was in excess of the statutory speed limit of 60 miles per hour. So just pulling it over here now. I'm just going to go and have a chat with the driver and see what's what.
Hello, driver. Yeah, no bad, how are you? No reason to tell you why we've stopped you. Yeah, you've overtaken us there. You've been in excess of 80 miles an hour at a point. We've then followed you over 0.4 of a mile at speeds no less than 85 miles an hour, okay? You were up near 90 at one point. Is it your own car?
No, it's not. I do have insurance if you like.
Yeah, if you like, that's grand. Cheers.
It's just a temporary insurance and we pick up my boss.
What do you do for work?
Working on a estate.
Have you got a lot of work on just now, have you?
A lot, yeah, we're landing at the moment, so it's been pretty hectic, I can't lie. Maybe, I would say maybe 130 in the last couple of weeks lambs, so it's just been kind of knackered all the time, to be honest with you.
I think there is a lot of complacency with folk when doing short journeys, be it if they're in work sites or on farms, any outlying areas, rural areas, that it's maybe just a short journey. However, you never know what's going to happen on the road. How many are doing it?
Yeah, just the two of us.
Okay.
So I take like rotations at night and mornings and stuff like that. Yeah.
On many occasions, it's a case of they've maybe worked a night shift, they've maybe been doing really long hours, and I think maybe there's a let's just get on with the attitude, take that risk, drive at excess speed, not wear a seatbelt. There's no police here, or I've not seen a police car in ages, so they'll just break the rules and regulations of the road.
By driving 25 miles an hour over the speed limit, this offence falls into the more serious category of excessive speeding.
You're over a point where we can offer you a fixed penalty ticket. You're over a threshold. So first thing is, if this car goes past, I'm obliged to inform you in terms of Section 1 of the Road Traffic Offenders Act of 1988 that you will be reported for a question of consideration of the prosecution for speeding.
Yep.
Would you like to make a reply? Don't have to if you don't want to. No. Okay. I'll take that one on the chin. For a couple of years when I left school, I was right into modifying cars, doing them up, spending thousands on them. I think it wasn't until I think I was probably 21 at the time, 2021. I lost someone I knew following a road traffic collision, and after that I sold my car. I had no interest in maybe, driving around quick. It shocked me, stunned me. That really was an eye-opener as such, Losing someone due to a fatal road traffic collision.
Before Donnie and Craig can let the driver leave, they give the car a once-over and perform a breathalyzer test.
Keep going. Keep going. Grand. Perfect. And you can take that tube off the end for me, please. Just pull it off. Grand. 0. Excellent.
So you're tired, you're speeding, recipe for disaster. If you need a coffee, you need a break, pull over, get a rest, because you're not a robot. Can't do everything. I know you're knackered, so, just take a rest when you have to. Don't put yourself or others at risk. All right, man? Take it easy. Good luck with lambing. Please watch your speed.
It's now up to the court to decide if this driver will be given a fine and points in his licence, or will be banned from driving. On Skye, the police are dealing with the aftermath of a multi-vehicle collision on the island's main road that's left one driver in a serious condition.
They're doing more assessments at the moment, but they're still classing him as he's stable, but he's still in a life-threatening condition. So the helicopter that's coming from Aberdeen, you can see it up there. I'm hoping we've cleared a sterile space for it there to land, so it's got an easy access for the casualty. I don't think they're going to be here for very long, but just going to hopefully land, get him on board and get my way to where he needs to be. The helicopter's here and the doctors will go and get him and take him down to Aberdeen to get properly assessed down there.
As the patient is transferred to the helicopter, there's a crucial update.
The guys come round a bit more and paramedics have reassessed him and found him not to be life-threatening. So that is good news, really good news actually. And it's also good news for everybody stuck on either side of this cordon, because it means that they only do collision investigations if it's been a life-threatening, fatal or life-changing injuries.
With the downgrading of the patient's condition, this road crash is no longer classed as a crime scene, so the police can give the go-ahead to clear the road.
These things take time, I suppose. These things happen, and it's the start of the season where there is more and more cars on the roads up here, so yeah, it almost comes part and parcel with living up here. Ultimately, we've all got to be careful.
As the air ambulance takes off, the end is in sight for the cops managing the scene.
Yeah, I think that's at least 4 hours, possibly longer. These things happen and we can't do too much about it. But I would be extremely frustrated if I was at the other end of the queue.
Be hungry.
I am hungry.
After 5 hours and major disruption to travel on the island, the road can finally reopen.
Time for dinner. Cold co-op sandwich awaits. Come on, let's go.
Isle of Skye, the last port of call on mainland Scotland before the famous bridge to Skye.
We are here for execution of a drug search warrant at a property in Ardvassar down in Slate.
Today in Kyle's small police station, a large team is assembling for a major operation. In charge is Steve Turnbull.
We got some information that it was being used as a cannabis cultivation. The whole property being used to grow plants. Somebody comes up every month or so, takes bits away, and they have a gardener essentially inside looking after the place. We basically got an anonymous tip-off that that's what had been going on there. And we looked into it and found out some more about the property. The property itself is a 4-bedroom house with an annex. It's 2 floors, and there's a loft space which is believed to be accessible. And there has been lights visible recently on the roof. There's always 1 or 2 males at the address, and there may be weapons in the address.
The cops here are used to raiding local drug dealers, but this is on another level. Backup has come from Inverness. The Operational Support Unit, or OSU, led by Sergeant Graham McPherson.
Can we all stop where the identified point was before you guys head off so that we know where we're stopping, and then we can get all our kit on and we'll just wait for your word.
Skye is fairly remote from Inverness, so the officers in Skye very rarely see us unless they have a specialist job for us to do. Quite often with the cannabis cultivations, the premises is fortified in one way or other, so people don't access it easy. We've got the kit, we know how to use it, we're specially trained in it. We'll get in one way or another.
Suited up, the team hits the road. The house is in a secluded spot in the south of Skye, 20 miles away.
It's an old property that would need some renovation, so people probably wouldn't suspect anything's going on with it being empty. The neighbours won't be happy to know that there is that sort of activity going on in their area, but it just shows you that it can happen anywhere.
This seemingly vacant house isn't owned by a local. Intelligence suggests it's being used by an organised criminal gang. With all these resources committed to today's raid, Steve has to hope the information proves correct.
Communities tell us regularly this sort of stuff. We've got an intelligence unit who are based in Inverness, and they can do a lot of background work on like the sale of the property. And then vehicles that are linked to that people, where them vehicles have been, and we know that vehicles have been in the Highland area fairly regularly.
Graham's OSU team has plenty of experience of raids like this, but that doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
We didn't know how many people could be inside, were inside. It's not uncommon for a front door to be hooked up to the mains, so that if you were to touch a handle, you would get electrocuted. We've got to be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. It's a huge buzz going there, putting a door in and not having a clue what you're getting into.
After a 30-minute drive, the convoy approaches the house. It appears abandoned. It's set back from the road, surrounded by trees, away from prying eyes.
Control from Whiskey 170.
Hi.
Just so you know, that's us just approaching the locus for this water ground.
That's safe, thank you.
For Graham and the OSU team, this is very different from a typical raid in the city.
I'm approaching the house, big house. I've got fields to the right, to my left, you've got water, long drive, huge garden, endless woods behind it. We're going to be exposed as soon as we get there. It's kind of unique in terms of the places that somebody could run off to.
Worried they could be spotted, the plan now is to force entry as quickly as possible and try to take anyone inside by surprise. On the mainland, amongst the sea lochs of northwest Scotland, is one of the most remote parts of the Highlands. In this spectacular, mountainous terrain, police stations are few and far between. And on shifts like today, there's often just a couple of officers to cover a beat of nearly 2,000 square miles.
Thank you, mate. So your car's come back as no MOT?
I just had that done like 2 weeks ago.
PC Steve Harry Young is carrying out routine traffic stops on a busy road near his base.
No, that's fine. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes for some reason our police system can be a couple of weeks out. No crackers. Good to see you again. Have a good day.
But a call comes in for him from much further afield.
Go to ambulance in 45 minutes. Take it as nobody due on Torridon.
Yes, it's just myself and Alpha. We'll respond from Kyle.
Yes, that's all received.
50 miles away, on winding country roads, Steve is the closest police unit to what appears to be a serious road crash.
So we're heading to RTC, which I think I'm right in saying was a motorcycle versus a car. And we know that they've already requested the helicopter, and paramedics and fire all en route.
The incident has taken place near the village of Applecross on a remote west coast peninsula. It's at least an hour away, even on blue lights.
You're completely prone to at any moment the radio's going to go, and that will send you here. You know, it's not uncommon to do 2-hour emergency runs just because of the sheer nature of the scale in which the size of our beat.
We're now being sped away further and further into the remoteness of our beat.
As Steve races to the scene, the challenges of driving in this part of the world become all too clear. The narrow roads are busy with tourists. Passing is difficult. As is driving at speed. And the only route to this incident happens to be one of Scotland's most famous roads, a steep mountain pass known as Bealach Nambar, which rises 2,000 feet and is often impassable in winter.
We're blessed in the Highlands with some spectacular roads. They are breathtaking and they're a joy to drive and ride. With that comes some problems in terms of safety.
Teach you that at driving school. 115 mile an hour on the motorway, great. 15 mile an hour on blue lights.
After a challenging drive over the pass, Steve now needs to work out the exact location of the crash.
Hiya. Is there accident?
Yeah.
One of our colleagues. Where?
He's in the hospital now.
He's gone away already?
Yeah.
Yes.
It seems the injured patients have already been taken from the scene, so Steve now needs to establish what happened. Luckily, these bikers are expert witnesses.
Hiya.
Yeah, German policeman.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're coming from here.
Yeah.
We are both retired policemen.
Yeah, that's okay.
No. And we stopped.
Yeah.
And he jumped down and slide away with his leg.
Yeah.
The motorbike lies here and both under there.
Okay.
Only one bike, no car.
Okay. And you think he had broken shoulder, maybe?
Maybe, yes. He can't move his arm.
Yeah.
And I think his wife has broken ribs, or what is it here?
Okay, she was on the back.
Yeah.
Aha. They've been able to confirm that it was actually just one motorbike, a single vehicle RTC. However, there's two persons on it, both of whom have suffered some broken bones.
Help may have been miles away, but quick-thinking villagers were able to step in.
Around here, often the quickest response is local and members of the public. And what's happened is a member of the public has gone to get a first aider in the community, who's then come, ferried the injured parties to a doctor's address, and then the helicopter has been able to land much closer to the doctor's address. It's okay, glad the rest of you are okay. And it wasn't more serious.
We're waiting now. Yeah.
That's right, always a little bit of waiting in the Highlands. It's no escaping the police, eh? Doesn't matter where you go, what you do. No, pleasure.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
While the incident appears to have been dealt with, Steve still needs to check in with the other emergency services so he can file a full report. In a remote area like this, that often means tracking down the flying doctors.
Hey, boy. Bye, little people. Hiya. Hiya. Apparently some injured people have been taken to the doctors.
Yes, I think the helicopter's coming in, so might be at the helipad by the village hall.
The helipad by the village hall. Is that just straight along here?
Straight along here, about a mile.
And I'll eventually hit a helicopter.
It will.
Yeah.
I think so.
Cracking. How you doing? No life-changing, life-threatening. Are they going to Inverness? Yeah. Cracking.
Given the limited resources we have, it helps determine my approach to how I handle incidents if I know that help is at least half an hour away, and oftentimes 2 hours if it's a specialism. Makes it a truly unique Highlands and Islands experience, which is its beauty and its peril.
Pretty much right at the edge of our beat. And now we're back to station to finish out the paperwork.
Back on Skye, a team of police are about to raid a secluded house, believed to be a cannabis farm, linked to an organised crime gang. Going in first are the specialist cops from the Operational Support Unit.
If you're hitting a door, you're going to be nervous because you want that door to go in. You don't know what was on the other side of the door. You could have the best intelligence in the world to say there's going to be one person in there. You put the door in and you're suddenly faced with 4 or 5 individuals, or a snarling dog coming towards you that you didn't expect. It's all part of the buzz. Adrenaline gets you through.
There's a bit of a barricade behind the door. The guys got in and made an entry. Nobody within the house.
A closer look reveals the back door is open, suggesting whoever was inside saw the cops coming and made their escape.
I go into the house and it's a wreck. There was clear signs that somebody had been in just before we arrived. The mobile phone was left, the TV was on. While the front door was barricaded, the back door was left open. And I'm guessing that they've seen us coming, or they've heard the hitting the door and they have escaped. However, the good thing about it was I'm going around room to room and there's cannabis plants everywhere.
It was clearly a professional operation. There was over 150 plants in total. There was massive big tubs filled with plant fertiliser to feed the plants, and obviously evidence of somebody living there who's looking after the whole place. It was a great result with the quantity. It's certainly the biggest I've been involved in on Skye and the biggest I've seen.
Certainly in the north region, it's one of, if not the biggest haul that I've been involved in with my team. A lot of the officers I've worked with haven't seen a cultivation that big, so they were delighted to get a result out of it.
The question is, how could a large cannabis farm go unnoticed until now in this small community?
The property itself was set back quite a bit from the road. It was needing quite a lot of work done to it. It was in quite a bad state of repair. So that's kind of why they kind of got away with it not looking like a home as such for so long, and looking as if it was somewhere that was getting work done. You could have reasonably assumed it's just been renovated.
And outside the house, there's more evidence of the gang's audacity. They're stealing electricity direct from the mains to power the bright lights needed to grow cannabis.
What they've done is somehow, or they've wired from the house under that window down to wherever these underground cables are. But they've used like professional equipment to do that.
I was going to say, I know what you're doing.
They've essentially disconnected the electricity meter so that the usage isn't being tracked, and they've dug directly into a mains power cable that's in the garden. It's massively dangerous. We have to get the electricity company to come and make it all safe.
The electricity company are here just now trying to disconnect that now that they've found exactly where it's coming from. They've had to turn off all the homes in the local area to let them do the work to turn the power off to this house. It's great to have found what we've found. Sort of an estimate of £125,000 in total. That's a potential value. That's what they could get selling it. So it's a big haul. It's disappointing that we don't have anybody here that's responsible for it, but we've disrupted their activity and made a difference.
The house is photographed. Everything that can be safely removed, plants and equipment, is seized. It's a big job.
The biggest challenges we've got is just the sheer amount of time and manpower it's going to take to do it. It's also across both floors and 3 separate rooms, and then there's also the rooms that have got the plants that have already been harvested. They need to be sorted as well, so it's a big task. We had to hire a van so we could get all the plants bagged up to dispose of them.
House cleared. The team heads back to Kyle Police Station.
And then it's just an example of some of the electrics that they've put in themselves. And all this just goes back outside into that mains wire.
As well as the plants and growing kit, the pictures of the house will be vital evidence if the case comes to court. They tell a grim story.
This is the living area, so whoever was in here was living in here. See their trainers still on the bed. There was letters that were addressed to people, so obviously that gave us some information as to who it might have been that was staying there. And yeah, it's a total mess. It looked like there was maybe only one person staying at a time, but they would have been getting rotated, so every so often someone else would have came and stayed for a spell. These are big bags of plant fertilizer. And this will lead through to the area that contained, if I remember rightly, around 70 plants that had recently been harvested. So that's over and above the 150 live ones that we found. And that's one of the carbon filters that's used to purify the air. There to get rid of the smell. Through here is the annex area. The walls and the floor have been lined with insulation. And this is all the plants that had been fairly recently harvested. And all the lights along the roof to give them their warmth and the light that they need.
As well as growing illegal drugs, the criminals clearly aren't concerned about health and safety.
It's a really dangerous environment for the people that are there to work in, because it's a major fire hazard and they could obviously electrocute themselves at any stage if they're not careful.
Over 200 plants were taken from the house, but Kyle Police Station is one of the smallest in the division, so something has to be done with this huge haul.
This is all the items that we've taken from the property as evidence. So everything in the black bags, we've seized all that, but that gets destroyed. This is stuff we need to keep if it ever goes to court. So we take a sample, a selection of each plant, and they get kept as evidence.
But until they can be taken away, the station, including the cells, is filled with cannabis plants.
We never have enough space. There'd just be far too many of them to try and storage and be practical. And they all look the same, smell the same, so it kind of gets presumed it is all the same. You have to keep them open for a while to let them dry out, because if you seal them up, the moisture will cause them to rot. So we let them dry out, then we'll seal them up. We take a sort of selection of the equipment that's used as well, like the lights and the ducting. There's quite a bit of work to do now in trying to identify who's been using that house and producing these drugs.
Tracking down the criminals responsible will be a challenge, but with drug use on the increase in the Highlands, it's essential the cops do everything they can to disrupt the gangs.
We're hopeful we'll get a positive outcome. We're always hopeful. We'll just see where the inquiry takes us. We'll follow what we've got and see where it ends up. It is an uphill battle, but we've just got to keep sort of plugging away and disrupting them as best we can and get the message out there that we don't want it happening here, and the people living here don't want it happening here.
In Portree, PC's Darren and Chris are back on shift. They've been asked by the Sheriff Court in Inverness to find a local woman who witnessed a serious incident on the island. Today she failed to turn up to court, so the police need to pick her up so she can give evidence.
So the witness that we're going to collect, hopefully, is a witness in some form to a sheriff and jury trial. It is quite important that we do manage to get them, but as I say, they are only a witness to it. It's not as if they've been the accused and they've not turned up, so hopefully we get an answer to the door.
The court case, which is on hold 100 miles away in Inverness, will need to be postponed if the witness can't be found.
It's the police. Can you come to the door?
But then, a stroke of luck.
Whoa! You've got...
Yeah, how are you?
Do you know you've got court today?
Yeah, listen, I was at the doctor's and I was meant to get an exemption note and I'm still waiting for them to phone me back, but my sister phoned the PF to let you know that I was getting an exemption note.
Well, they phoned us the day and they need you, they're requiring you up there to give evidence today, alright?
I can't go up, I genuinely cannot go up. My mental health's just too bad.
Yeah, we're not asking you to go up to Inverness Court, the plan was to take you back to Portree and you would appear via video link and give your evidence that way. Is that something that's been discussed with you?
No, nothing.
We can take you up the road, just sit you in a wee room out the road in Portree and you'll just do it all via video link. You won't have to be in the courtroom, you won't have to see anybody apart from the fiscal and the sheriff.
The police can arrest witnesses who refuse to attend court, but on this occasion, there's no need.
We'll get you in a room, get you a cup of tea or something, and then the clerk of the court will come and get you when it's your time, but it saves you going all the way through to Inverness. Obviously, there's a lot going on in her life, and she was, I think, a bit worried about this particular court case and worried about giving evidence, which I think was possibly the reason why she didn't turn up, which can be quite common. You get people who are vulnerable witnesses who find it really daunting to have to stand up in such a formal environment and speak.
Giving evidence in court can be an anxious experience for anyone, but it seems for this witness, it's just the latest challenge life has thrown her way.
I haven't paid my phone bill, so they've cut me off, and then they've cut me off so nobody can phone me, which is so strange.
Are you having issues with money and stuff like that? Just
yeah, it's just because I'm not getting much hours at work at the moment.
Have you spoken to anybody about that?
No, not really, because I don't know what to say. It's just, I don't know.
Might be an option to dip into the Citizens Advice Bureau. It's free.
What's that? Is it free? What do I say?
Because they've got a specialist financial advice service. So you can just go in and just say, look, this is my issue, and I don't know what to do. The job description of a police officer to me is not just about investigating and prosecuting crime, it is about helping people. That's what drives me to come into my work every day, is knowing that there's always going to be an opportunity for me to at least try and make a difference in someone's life. You know, she was a bit overwhelmed with the circumstances she found herself in. These folk deal with it all the time, so they'll be able to point you in the right direction, give you some good advice, and just get...
I feel like I'm suffocating because the council tax, I actually had 2 sheriff officers at my door.
Really?
I missed 1 payment and they've charged me for the whole year, so it's 1,000 something, plus obviously my phone bill and then it's just all gets on top of you, so I think I will do that actually.
In Skye, from what I've seen, really, really expensive to live here. It's almost impossible to find private rent. A lot of it's holiday homes, second homes. They're really, really expensive.
With the witness now present, the case can continue on schedule.
I'm going to take the advice from the police officer and I'm going to go and get an appointment from them because I do need help. If I keep leaving it, I didn't realise the sentence advice you could actually go in and ask for help. That's why as well my mental health's got a wee bit worse, because I'm just trying to do all these things at once. I'm trying to like be an adult and it's so difficult.
They're going to start the video conference at 2. Okay. And we'll get you across, get you done, and that'll be you, and we'll either control or...
Thank you, sorry for that.
No, don't be daft, don't be daft.
So I don't have much interaction with the police, but when I do, they're okay. They seem to be okay with you. But yeah, they made it really comfortable for me, so...
Once the woman has given her evidence, Chris can help her to take a crucial first step.
Right, listen, take care, okay? In Skye, we do have quite a close-knit community where a lot of people know each other, but not always what's going on with them. And when we speak to people at a moment of crisis or vulnerability, quite often we'll get a longer-term solution or a longer-term fix for that person and for the community, rather than just kind of in the city, you're going from call to call, person to person, and you don't have the time. But here, we do.
Next time, police bust a suspected drug dealer in Stornoway.
Great. More cannabis as well. You're not allowed to say anything you do say will be noted and used in evidence.
Try to rescue a wild pine marten being kept in captivity.
The area is under surveillance.
And negotiate with an armed suspect.
I despise you, man.
Alan!
Just hanging from the ceiling just to hang you by your ankle.